Hello all and welcome to my channel where I'm just this random guy on YouTube with a finance and accounting degree that's just trying to help you build wealth and get better with finances. In today's video, I want to discuss something that I always hear about and I feel like there's a big misconception about it, which is when someone says how to get rich quickly. Now, if you're someone that's risk adverse, the first thing you think about when you hear someone say get rich quickly is some type of a shortcut using crypto or some type of crazy type of investment that's gonna make you all this money. That is not what I'm talking about. We all know when there's a high risk and there's a high reward, but there's also a high opportunity for you to lose all the money you invest in. But what I want you to start thinking about when you start hearing about getting rich quickly means doing all the hard work and sacrifices now in order for you to get to where you want to go. Continue doing things and failing and getting better and better and better at it and becoming a multi-millionaire young and early, and you can enjoy it at a young age while you're healthy rather than doing what the majority of other information out there is telling you to do, which is to just save all the way until retirement age. That is an option, but in this video I'm going to give you the other option of how to get rich quickly. Now the first thing I want to discuss is you need to switch your mentality from being a consumer to being a producer. Let me give you an example of a consumer and a producer. You see, a consumer is someone that just takes. They're buying. Now you have a house full of junk, you have garage sales every year to get rid of all your junk, and you get no financial return from all the things that you buy. But a producer is the company that's producing the products and selling it to you. That is the mentality that you need to start having. You need to start recognizing what it is that you could do to provide to people to make some money. For example, you're watching this YouTube video right now. Yes, a lot of other YouTubers, they do get paid with brands and views, and I'm not one of them. I'm not monetized yet, so subscribe to this channel and help me get there. But if you enjoy watching YouTube videos and you have a skill and you're good at, then pick up the hobby of making a YouTube video, trying to make some opportunities out there for hopefully for you to get some cash. You'll be surprised. There's so many videos out there, people who make so much money on YouTube, and all they did was just put a camera on and just talk about the things that they know. You see, you're gonna have to make that subtle switch. You're gonna have to start reversing, thinking more of a producer than a consumer, because in the end, guys, there's people that are making so much money off your back of being a consumer. You need to get a piece of that pie. The next thing I want to discuss, and this is something that I struggle with and a majority of people struggle with, is just being a saver and not an investor. Now, there's nothing wrong with saving for emergencies, okay? This video is not about anti-saving. You take all your money and you throw into investments. No. But the problem is, guys, there's a certain limit to how much money you can save, okay? If you're someone that has $10,000 to $20,000 to $30,000 just sitting in a high-yield savings account for no particular reason, just because you just worried you might get laid off or whatever the case may be, that's a horrible, horrible mentality to have. Because what if you never get laid off in your job? What if you just never do? Now you have all that opportunity for all that money to grow if you put it in the market and you are not doing it and you're losing out on it. And to make matters even worse, with inflation being so high, you're gonna be losing so much money if you keep on sitting on cash. Now, I know it's extremely hard for a lot of people to invest because they're so worried about investing and they're scared. But guys, just put your research in. Just put your money into an index fund like that follows S&P 500 and you're good, okay? If you want to become a multi-millionaire and you want to get there as fast as possible without putting so much effort into it, that investing in the market is one of the ways that will help you get there a lot faster. Because remember, guys, while you're sleeping, your money is growing. Okay, so you are going out, bringing in all this money, putting it all into investments, and you're gonna grow. This does not mean, and I wanna caution you, this does not mean you just empty out your savings account. That is not what I'm saying at all. But you gotta be honest with yourself. If you have a job that's quite stable, let's say you're a teacher, right? Teachers don't just get fired out of nowhere. You just don't get paid a lot. Unfortunately, you have to fight to get all these raises. Teachers deserve more. But anyway, you know the likelihood of you being laid off is nil. And you know if you're a nurse, it's nil. So having a 6-month emergency fund is not something you will really need unless you have some type of health scare or anything like that. But it gets to a certain point, guys, where you're just overly saving and you're not investing, and you're gonna be losing out on all of these opportunities. And trust me, guys, I've been there, done that. I was the same. I was always paranoid something's gonna happen, so I always saved, and I put savings over investing. But you hear this time and time again. You hear all these people who became multimillionaires. They got that way because they invested. Either they invested in the market or they invested in themselves, and they became more educated, starting a business, failing, succeeding, pushing, and learning and growing, and eventually they got to a point where they became a multimillionaire. And the last thing I want to discuss is you're going to need to increase your income. It's simple as that. Listen, guys, we live in the current times right now where inflation is so high. So you having your income and your slow little raises getting your job, all of a sudden these expenses is adding up, okay? Renting is ridiculously expensive. Buying a home right now is ridiculously expensive. Gas is expensive. Everything is expensive. Just living and breathing is becoming expensive. But you cannot just sit there on the sidelines and allow this to happen. That's why this generation it's very difficult because of the fact of inflation being so high and things being so hard to attain. All that American dream to get a house is becoming difficult to attain. But we live in the current times, guys, where getting a side hustle and starting your own business is extremely easy. It is extremely easy. You can get all the information you want. Everything is there, guys. You go onto YouTube, it tells you everything about how to start any business you're interested in. All it's going to require is your effort. That's it. Your time, commitment, and your effort. So increasing your income is something that's not that difficult. It's something we all can do. Some people choose not to because they feel like it's unfair. But guys, we're living in an unfair economy right now where you're going to have to grind and it might not be forever, but it could just become temporary, but you still cannot allow inflation and your mediocre raises getting your jobs be the reason why you are not succeeding financially. So this is what I recommend you do. Just take a look around your community. Just look around your community and see what is lacking. What value could you bring in your community? Do you see that, people have a lot of old people that might need help cutting grass? Well, maybe you want to start a little side hustle cutting grass. Or maybe you are extremely knowledgeable in financial education and you want to help people become better with finances. Either you like going to the gym and you want to help people get into shape. There's so many things that you can do, guys. You could do a YouTube video, Instagram. You could pass out flyers. You could do all types of things to get that started. Would you be rich overnight? No. But when you make that decision, that day one, that you know what, you're going to try to increase your income, you're going to put your services out there, you will be on the path to getting richer. And you just started. That's the hardest step. Because a lot of people get bogged down with being so afraid to start the business venture, and you started. That's the hardest thing to do, guys. Believe it or not. For me, doing this YouTube channel, the hardest thing to do was start. And once you start, it's never going to end, guys. You're going to reach your goal as long as you keep pushing. And that is going to bring you so much income at an early age. And you do not need to wait until your 50s and your 60s to enjoy retirement. Even take a look at work, guys. If there's stuff that needs to get done, you should be the one to learn that skill and get it done. At my current job, the number one thing they were doing was automation. So I became very efficient with macros and Excel, and I was able to give value into my company. Did it give me a raise as much as I would want? No, but I am making more because of the fact of I became very valuable and I'm trying to increase my income. So there you have it, guys. You do not need to wait until retirement age by saving and just a slow sloth in order to enjoy life. You could do it now. You could put in all the hard work and all the commitment now. That way, in 5 years or 10 years, you get to enjoy life rather than waiting for your 60s. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please drop it down below and hit the like and then subscribe. Catch you guys in my next video, and I really hope you enjoyed this one. Peace.